Good afternoon, Foxes fans. Is this Steve Cooper's last dance? We will find out in a second. This is Matchday Live. Normally, this would be hosted by Locks. We are still live on blue tinted glasses, but I'm joined to the Batman to my Robin. Luke, Leicester City down under. There's a lot to talk about even before we get into the game, but let me just say hello to our fantastic chats and guests that come and join us every week. LCFC fan, Rene B. Hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you in the house. Luke, I'm going to just get straight into it. Here's our lineup. Talk to me.
Do you know what? I feel like we're not even 10 games in and I feel drained and tired watching this lineup selection from Steve Cooper. Let's just get straight into it. I think it's a real painful shame that three of the most integral players of our squad selection last season, our starting 11, are all on the bench. More, you could argue. The biggest sad thing about it is like, look, we fit to a system, right? If you could say like Steve Cooper took someone out and you could say, look, you know what? It sucks that you can't play Ricky P and Winks and Fatah in the starting 11, but I can see why. I can't see any why in anything that he does, and that's the most painful thing about it. And I know I keep going Steve Cooper bashing rants, and I won't, or try and refrain from it and be subjective, but I'm really scraping the barrel here to try and see what he's trying to do of this starting 11.
100% agree. Hey everyone, I love Zaid here. Hey, how are you guys? I'm indifferent. I've got a feeling that this. I'll be honest. I think that this lineup has got serious "you're getting sacked in the morning" vibes for Steve Cooper, and I would actually change my prediction as to what I think this score is. Why am I like? To be honest with you, I'm absolutely baffled by this lineup because I feel that when we beat Bournemouth last season, the way that we did it was playing through their quite aggressive press in the mid block, which is why Harry Winks and Ricardo would be pivotal to play in that way. Now, I think it's fair. Zaid's put here, and I don't necessarily disagree with you. To be honest, Winks isn't that great so far this season. I think that's fair, to be totally honest with you. And he was at fault for some of the goals last week when I was watching back on the analysis. His marking, he allowed Trossard to drift through him. But as Luke's just said there, it's like, okay, if you dropped Winks, but you brought Ricardo in that position, that would make sense. But he hasn't done that. Indeed, I've got no problem with whatsoever. I think he's been one of the better players this season. But, putting him in that double pivot where he's going to get challenged to robbed off the ball the way that they do sounds weird, man. And there's another stat that's just come out today as well. I think it's something like this is the first time in, I think it's 288 games that not a single academy product has been either in the starting 11 or in the matchday squad. There's no Hamza Chowdhury. There's no Casey McAteer, no Luke Thomas. And you know what? You might say that none of those players are particularly good. That's fair enough. But for example, when you see Boubakary Samare there on the bench, for example, not the best. I will also say as well that Vestergaard is left out of the squad again. And the Danish coach said this week that Vestergaard is available to play this weekend, meaning the Leicester match. So there's some very interesting things. Here's fair thing. IU is not going to help when it's 3-3 when we manage to counter from that, like Fatah will go in the FA Cup. Yeah, that's exactly the point. I mean, I will say this. I do think that like Bournemouth, they will make this game chaotic. So I think that sort of like no matter what happens, I think it's going to be end to end. And in that aspect, Ayew is maybe not necessarily the worst person to have because he's quite physical and can win challenges. But we love Fatah for a reason. And I miss this. I miss this guy. I miss seeing his thing. I'll just quickly go through the Bournemouth 11. And Luke, you can talk to me. You did a really good match preview with Up the Cherries. He actually suggested that he thought Kluivert might come in, and that has happened. Otherwise, that's the only change they made. What do you make of this 11, and who do we need to watch out for?
What really frightens me the most is just quickly, I just want to say it'll be interesting before we get into this. It'll be interesting to see if if Skip is going to be further up the pitch like he normally is in the double pivot position, or if we actually see him replacing Winks' role. I can't see it happening, and we have indeed pushed over the pitch. But moving on back to the starting 11 for Bournemouth, what scares me the most is Semenyo. If he's going to match up on Victor Christensen, that's another behemoth that Victor Christensen's come up against after just drawing a massive blank here on Traore. So this is even scarier for me, in my opinion. He is a quality player, Semenyo. His goal was very, very good. He's been a brilliant player for them. They're already worried about losing him. Evan Neeson, I'm sorry if I pronounce that incorrect for Bournemouth fans. I think he is going to take a little bit of time more to gel in the Premier League, as you heard me discuss in the preview. But the main one that scares me the most is Semenyo versus Victor Christensen, mate. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think that's going to be.
Yes, he had a really strong game for Bournemouth against Southampton. And what I will say is, at least on that side of Christensen, he seems a bit less exposed because Mavididi does tend to help him out. I think the reason why James Justin has been conceding a lot is because basically Buonanotte or whoever's in front of him steps in. So you get caught 2v1 a lot. Look, I'm like you. I wouldn't have Victor Christensen in a team. I don't think he's a bad player at all. I think he's quite decent. I think he's a good squad option, but I don't think he's quite ready yet, in my opinion. Not in this particular system. You know what, guys? Get your score predictions in the chat right now. We still got 9 minutes before kickoff. Would love to know what you think. Please do get involved. What do you think this is going to do? You know, I love this. LCFC fans just been playing EAFC 24 and he just smashed Forest 3-1 before this preview. Well done. Hope there's more. Does it? If they have a right back in goal, it's an easy win. Is that Kepa? And then who have we got? Zaid's gone for 2-1 Leicester. Rene's also gone 2-1. I'm interested that everyone's so positive. We'll see about that. I know it would be funny if we do win with the lineup that we've gone for, actually, to be honest with you. It would kind of surprise me. What else is on your mind, Luke?
Again, evident in there's only one thing you could talk about of an identity that you could see that Cooper favors, and that's winning his 50-50s and going physical. He's gone physical yet again. Buonanotte, Ndidi, Ayew. I think it's a shame because what I want to really talk about is like how much do you think our wingers have been isolated without having the box midfield and the high eights alongside them and to be able to integrate them and, you know, our pressing triggers and moving off the ball. I think that it's the sorest point in like putting Ayew on, you know, like, yeah, he may be able to sometimes be, you know, physically strong, win his challenges, hold the ball up, maybe draw a foul. But then what happens after that? Nothing. The moves break down. So I can't see the end product that comes after that. And I think another thing to go alongside it is what I just mentioned with, you know, the box midfield and the eights pushing alongside the wings and integrating and attacking in fives and not fours, as you like to say. So I just think that, you know, and then what comes before that as well as building at the back of the double pivot, which we now don't have Winks in. So there's just so much that goes into why I think our moves break down and why we don't play well. And I've ranted enough about it as it is. I want to be wrong. I hate coming on and being negative after the last season we had, but it's just not many positives to me, to be honest, work with, but I hope I'm wrong.
No, I think a lot of people would agree with you. Some really good comments here. There should be loads of goals in this game, should be fairly open. I think the way that Bournemouth play, it's unlikely he'll get a 0-0. I mean, you never know. Cooper will try his best, but we'll see. If we win, I worry about Winks getting into the starting 11. That's true. I will say, to be fair, that he did mention in the week that some players were carrying knocks. I wonder if that's the case with Winks. But to be honest, he has been a bit subpar this season, I suspect it is just a traditional dropping. Silver Fox 2-1 loss, not confident with Ayew on the right, need more attack. Yeah, the point that you made there, Luke, you know, I just want to say, we might have a special guest. I might just make a quick substitute appearance here. I'm going to bring him on. Is this the man, the myth, the legend? Look at that balling background. That is not a green screen. Mr. Blue Tinted Glasses Locks, talk to me.
How's it going, mate? You all right?
We're even better for seeing you. Better than looking at our starting 11, that's for sure.
Yeah. Nice to see you both. I thought I'd jump on for a few minutes, you know, before the game starts and all that. So yeah. God, what to think about the team? I'm happy with a couple parts of it. Obviously, with seeing Facundo Buonanotte in there. I think, you know, a lot of people, well, most fans have been kind of advocating for, you know, just two defensive midfielders all season. We keep seeing three. And I think Ndidi is undroppable. You know, we've kind of slated him as a 10 all season pretty much. But, I mean, the stats don't lie. He's got the assist. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. And but although he has contributed, he's still not creative enough. You get what I mean? It's weird because he's got like the 4 assists, is it? And it's like, well, he is creative. You know, clearly he is creative, but for me, he still isn't what we need in the 10. So he was undroppable. And the next one to come out, I think, had to be Winks. I know his passing stats or line breaking passes. That's up there, of course. But he's been vacant. He's been kind of he's just disappeared in a few of the games, I think, this season. So I think he was the one to come out. Skip brings loads of energy. He brings loads of energy, so he had to stay in for me. So the problem is the right side still, as we've said all year. You know, the all season. The problem is that right side, and I keep seeing people saying JJ's undroppable. He is, but you could move him onto the left, I suppose, and get Ricardo in there. So hashtag free Ricardo. There we go.
Definitely agree. I love this. They're calling you Mesut Loxil. That's gonna stick. That is inspired LCFC fan 15.
Yeah,
number 10 there as well. Yeah, I mean, Luke made this point, and I agree. Like, I actually, you know, a lot of people think that. I hope it doesn't come across this way. I'm not disrespectful to Jordan Ayew. I would actually go as far as saying I think he's quite a good signing for the squad. I don't think that price is too extortionate for what he can offer you. But what Luke said, and what I agree with, is that what tends to happen is he is good at winning the ball back, as is Ndidi. But especially when you have both of them play, like, sure, you win the ball back, but then what do you do with it? The move doesn't really progress. And you've got like an over. I mean, thank God at least Buonannotte's in the side, because at least he's willing to do something. But it's like, what you really need is you need someone else there who's a bit more creative. Someone, dare I suggest, like Abdul Fattah or Steffi Mavadidi, right? Who is going to carry more of a threat. So I don't really have a problem with him per se, but I do agree with Luke. What I would say is that maybe, you know, if your strategy is that you're just trying to wear down the team and then you go for the more attacking intent later, that would be fine. But going for the attacking intent later is making subs in the 97th minute with Steve Cooper in charge, which is, you know, sad to say this. Ayew is what we wanted in Bobby, to be fair. I think that's fair, to be honest with you. But also, I still don't know why we wanted both.
I nearly got cancelled on a show on Luke's channel last week. I didn't actually say what I was going to say, and I won't say it now either. But the point I was trying to make, because I like Ayew for all the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like he's a good player to have in the squad and as another option. I don't like him for being, you know, he's not a match winner in my eyes, and which is why I put a tweet out earlier in the week with Cannon scoring 4 goals at Stoke, and some people agreed, some people didn't. I got a bit of stick from some people by saying that, you know, I can't believe we got rid of him and all this, and people were saying, oh, well, he did nothing in the Championship. Well, I don't think he got a fair chance in the Championship, but also he's definitely more of a goal threat in the latter stages of games than Jordan Ayew in my eyes. So that's why it's a shame that he's gone. But yeah, I like Ayew. I do like him. I just don't think, you know, you said it loads of times, Anil, he's not a starter. He has to be a finisher. He has to be someone to come on late on if we need fresh legs and a bit of experience. So, yeah, it's I don't think he should be starting. And Cooper's a coward, obviously. He doesn't want to play 2 dynamic, exciting wingers at the same time because of his shit system that he's just like refusing to change. So the players miss out and the system stays the same. And the system hasn't got us a win this season so far. So,
win, loss, or draw. Give me your prediction.
I don't know, man. I'll say 1-1. I'll say 1-1. I think that's a popular choice. To be fair, I saw Fox's Den, obviously. That was my prediction on there, and I saw a few of your lads' predictions. So I'll say 1-1. But that's my heart, mate. My heart isn't even saying a win, right? My heart is saying a draw. My head is saying a 2-1 loss.
I'm going to change my opinion. I'm actually going to go 3-1 Bournemouth because I just do not think this is the lineup. Because I've said it, I don't think this is the lineup you should be playing against a team like this. Like I say, tactically, what are they going to do? They're going to try and win the ball back in the mid block. So therefore, moving Ndidi into the CDM position, it sounds retarded to me. Pardon my language there, everyone. That just on paper doesn't make sense. Like having him up high so he can win the ball off their CDMs. Now that makes sense. The other way round. Anyway, we'll get to it. LCFC fan, he's off to watch the match. Don't know if that's going to see it live, but if you are, have a good one. Wish I could be there today.
It's a bit late.
If I'm not Locks with the fresh trim in Turkey. Well, Mesut Loxil has to look sharp over there, that's for sure. Silver Fox will be a result if we concede less than 2 goals today. Nice and positive. But Ray, I have nothing to base this on, but I have a feeling we win this game. Maybe it's the sunshine. We shall see. All right, kickoff is
not
almost
working for
imminent.
me.
Yeah.
It's not working for me, the sunshine. I don't think we're going to win. So, right, I'll let you boys go. I'll come and have a chat with you at half time and have a bit of a slag off about Cooper.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, we might be negative, but we want to win. We'll always back the lads.
And we'll be honest, if they impress us and he does something differently and the team's playing differently, we will say fair play, mate. So we're not
Exactly.
unreasonable. All right, mate. See you soon. See you, Luke.
See ya.
See you soon, boys.
Okay, and I believe we are underway. So come on, you foxes.
First thing I want to keep an eye on is who's going to be higher up the pitch of that double pivot. And immediate looks like Ndidi on my end. So might actually be right. Might be Skip. That's the builder from the back in that double pivot.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep, 2-2 draw between Leeds and Sunderland. I don't know if you saw that goal that Leeds conceded right at the end. Ilan Meslier, God almighty, he's terrible, isn't he?
God.
It's crazy. At one point, he was being considered like to be the next French #1 goalkeeper. I mean, God, I think he's not even good enough for the Championship, to be honest.
No, it was comical actually.
Yeah.
I seen it when I woke up, made my day.
No, Coley's playing on the left side of the CVs, isn't he? Yes, he is. Yeah, as you say, it looks like yeah, what do you make of Ollie Skip so far? Not in the match, but I mean as a season.
So far, I like him, mate. The biggest shame is, again, I'm sick of banging on about Enzo, but like he's definitely a signing that I could see like under Enzo, and I think he would have been a brilliant rotation option or even a high 8 potentially. Instead of like if it was an Enzo system, I would honestly, as good as Ndidi's been, I would consider just trialing replacing Ndidi in that right hand side as an 8 with Skip instead, or vice versa, and put Boyanote on the other side if we didn't have Dewsbury Hall, you know. But I think on the ball he's been very good. He's able to drive a lot more up the pitch. I think he's brilliant at double pivot position. So he's probably, in my opinion, our best signing this season. In my opinion.
Yeah, okay. I've just noticed I think Cliver is playing on the right hand side, is he not?
Yes, I think he is.
So if they put Semenyo as the 10, or if they put him on the left hand side, they've got quite a fluid front three of 4 even Bournemouth. They do move positions. Because last game they were playing to Marcus Tavernier as their number 10.
I rate Tavernier as well.
He's a funny one. I feel like we've got better players than him, but he works well in their system. Yeah, so far you can see that rapid press from Bournemouth. They're not letting us get out much. Wonder if anyone predicted that in the match preview. Yeah, penned in and that's a bit worrying. Yeah, they've put Semenyo against Justin. Exactly, that's what a good coach does. He's looked at our system, and he's thought, you know what?
I think that favours the sled, to be honest with you. It's still a scary matchup regardless. He's massive, but I would rather JJ mark Semenyo than I would Christensen, to be honest, but that's just my opinion.
Interesting, okay. 5D chess from Luke there. He's like, I'm going to deliberately bait you into making a stupid move so that we can expose.
Semenyo is back on the right-hand side for me, though.
Okay, they might be flipping them around. That's something definitely to keep an eye on. Yeah, he is actually also for me too here. Yeah, I have to say that I do rate Iriola from Bournemouth, though. I think he's proof of that. If you've got a good coach, you can get more out of the overall collective, than what you've got here. Depends which Justin turns up. Well, that's for sure. Sometimes he is a liability. Sometimes he's Roberto Carlos. I think, to be fair, if you're 2-on-1, it don't matter how good you are, you're going to struggle a little bit.
Wolf, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Leicester with a rare attacking foray on my screen here. I think I'm behind you, Luke, but there you go. Coley's giving Evan Nilsson some welcome to the Premier League treatment. Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how Evan Nilsson does. I saw that the Bournemouth fans aren't fully behind him yet. I mean, not surprised. He's only had 3 games. But like I say, if you look at his stats across Europe, other than Victor Gyökeres, who's been like quoted at like 100 million, his stats seem to suggest he would be one of the better sort of false nines.
I think he'll come good, mate, to be honest. I think it's a lot of expectation and pressure. Oh, there you go. He just nearly just scored. I think
Evan Nilsson.
Yeah, a lot of pressure for him, you know, for the biggest signing that Bournemouth ever made. I think as well it takes a lot of betting in as well, and he's got big shoes to fill, Solanke. So I think that he will come good, but I just don't know how long it's going to take, and they're expecting sooner rather than later. But I think right now they're comfortable where they are on the table, so he's got a little bit of time.
They should have scored that. That is an absolute.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's got to be an XG of 1 already. That's unbelievable miss. Now, you know what? We've been pretty good at set pieces so far this season, but that's been poor. Energetic start. It is from Bournemouth. I'll give him that.
I think going on to what you were saying before as well about, you know, the Iriola, I think that like there's a lot of this, not just the depth right now. Oh my God, go on.
That was great from Mavadidi.
Flags up, is it?
I
think
I will say there though, we were on a break, and again, there's just 4 men forward. I hate that. I was given some comparisons of us with Maresca and how we'd attack with 5. It's cowardly to just go with 4.
It's a reoccurring theme between Mavadidi and Vardy, and having at least 4 players in between the two. It's like there can't be miracles, mate. I think going what you were saying as well, I don't see a lot of depth now in some of the signings in some of the mid-table and lower teams as well, but some of the managers as well, like Unai Emery, Iriola, brilliant manager. I think the golf and the depth of the Premier League is getting better and better.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, interesting that leading the press is Ayew with Vardy today, not Buonanotte. I mean, Kate was telling us last week, which I agree, is that I really like Buonanotte, but because of the positions that he takes up, he does often leave JJ hanging. This is brilliant.
He's just big 3 people. That's what I mean by progressive ball bang.
Oh, I'll be honest, I'm not sure he should have shot there, but he's a lad, isn't he?
Why not after that? You know what? Like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about the other day when I said to you, what are we sorely missing of Kenny Dewsbury Hall Gomez progressive ball carries taking his man? That right there is it.
No, I mean, he's definitely... I don't think we missed that much with that 1-for-1 change, to be honest. I've got to say, that is a great signing. Like, you know, they even announced that he was going to Feyenoord, and somehow we gazumped the loan deal. I will say that I feel that him and Ndidi, maybe Ayew as well, they're ones that I feel are playing for Cooper. There's a lot of players I feel who aren't, but I feel like Buonanotte is just one of those sort of personalities where he would just always try his hardest.
Do you think if he keeps playing the way he does, he gets recalled in January back to Brighton?
I've got a feeling there's no such clause in the contract this time round. I think we'll have learnt our mistakes with Cassidy. At least I hope so. It's 1-1 Brentford versus Wolves, and it's 1-1 West Ham against Ipswich. Fast-paced games from both of those ones going on right now.
Good going, Justin. Again, here we go.
Pretty even games so far. I think Bournemouth are just shading the possession, but we've got back into it a bit more. I think they definitely started a bit faster. They obviously had that very good chance that headed wide. Man, it's crazy to see Kepa in goal for Bournemouth. At one point, he was the world record fee for a goalkeeper. That's insane, isn't it?
It's insane.
Yeah. It's quite interesting, actually, how... a lot of those world record players tended to be really bad signing, like Pogba, Kaká when he went to Real Madrid. Obviously for Milan, he was unbelievable.
What's interesting is how high up the pitch we are right now. I'm surprised to see this, to be honest with you.
Well, I think I'm not that surprised. We have been doing that. To be honest, though, after the first 5 minutes, I think we've actually been halfway decent now. Just to Semenyo, Rob's Christensen. Oh
no.
They look so much more threatening than we do going forward.
Semenyo so strong, physical on the ball.
Yeah, that's so poor from Christensen, though. He just, he had time and space on the ball there, and he just let someone pick his pocket. That was like, in the England match in the Euro.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I haven't seen him often much, to be honest with you. Victor Christensen, It's a shame because I was curious to see what he'd do after his time at Bologna. I liked him before that, but I just think that it's interesting because we're playing almost like a back three sometimes in shape here as well. And he said apparently he didn't want to play in a back three under Enzo. How true that is, I don't know, but
yeah,
he's playing in it
now.
now.
I think it's because at the time we still had that kind of clique of Dewsbury, Hall, Chowdhury, and Maddison that
that was a horrible pass.
Yeah. And this is what I said. You've got to be able to play out from the press against Bournemouth. And that's where we're struggling. I would say in the general midfield battle, we're okay, but we're just causing trouble by not being able to get out. And I think that's been a problem for us all season. What I don't like is that so far, I feel like we feel like the away team.
Yeah. I just think that our positioning is just way too all over the place.
Go on, Steffi. And Mavadidi's really been reborn in recent weeks, isn't he? Got to get that pass off there, son. I've got that god-awful commentator on mine. I will say, though, there with Mavadidi and before with Buonanotte, that I think is being a bit too selfish on the transition both times. Like, what I liked under Maresca is you'd clearly be told, like, get to the byline, do the cutback, generate the highest XG chance we've got. Christensen has the mind of Roberto Carlos and the quality of Paul Konchesky. Hey, man, I'll have no bad words said about Paul Konchesky. Bold-headed legend for Leicester. In those dark championship days.
Sorry, I've been talking on mute.
No
Victor
worries.
Christensen would have been brilliant 15, 20 years ago. Have you ever seen Victor Christensen play a decent progressive ball up the pitch on the ground?
I have, but you know what? Ironically, it was for Bologna. I'm not going to jump on him yet. I just think that he... I do think that this kind of system of going free at the back doesn't suit him. I actually think he'd have been good for us under Brendan Rodgers, if that makes sense.
Well, he was for a little bit.
Yeah, then he was a bit too raw, but I'm thinking like that COVID season. I love this. We've got no tint in the blue tinted glasses. Defensive as usual, Cooper's last game.
Go on. Again, look what options we have. Look how many people around.
Forward. It's too slow.
Ridiculous.
Too slow. That's a good ball.
That was nearly so sexy. Oh,
That's a
going
great
fast.
challenge, but it had to be. I mean, they're your fair play though to say that we pushed up high. That is higher than I've seen us push up a lot this
That's
season.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at the
that's more.
double pivot.
Yeah, that's
Well
more
up the pitch.
reminiscent. That's a good move of last season. God.
Yes!
Oh, what a goal!
Top bins.
Facundo Buonanotte, outrageous,
That was
absolutely
sexy.
outrageous. Yeah, hold the shirt up, lad.
Anxiety.com/Leicester City Down Under.
Well, I've said that, we were being a bit individualistic, but I suppose when you've got people that can do that,
Let's see this again.
this is unreal. I mean, that's Fatau-esque.
Just rinse that goalkeeper.
Steve Cooper
Oh.
masterclass. Brilliant. You know what? One thing I've got to say, low key, and I hope this is true, is he does seem to be enjoying his time
Please don't
here
get
at
my hopes
Leicester.
up. Don't fall in love with a lone player. I'm still worried about losing him in January, let alone keeping him. But I agree with you. I think he's just happy to be playing regular football, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope he comes over. Locks has said, I love that man with all my heart, and he's only here for a year. But that's the thing. I mean, because the thing is, for someone like him, unless he's going to be, although you got to say, with him being on loan at Brighton, you would think that he does just go into the Brighton first team, wouldn't you? That's the thing. If he was like on loan from Man City or Arsenal, you could actually see him coming here. But
That's the biggest shame of the whole thing. He will slot straight in.
yeah, but you know what though? I don't have a problem with it, because the thing is, I often say this with both Cambiasso and Kante. N'Golo Kante only ever played, I think, 34 games for Leicester, right? People forget this, but you would take it all day, every day. Now, okay, sure, with N'Golo Kante, we made a profit of like 25 million, which is great. So we're not going to make any profit on Buonanotte, but at the same time, we didn't have to pay anything for him. So I don't really have a problem with that, to be honest.
Neither do I, mate. If we're gutted at the end of the season, that means he's done a job.
That's my point. That's my point. Whereas look at players that we have taken. Go on. Oh,
again,
have a look at players we've taken a gamble on, like Samare and Daka. If you could have, you'd been better off loaning the players and getting them. What a fantastic goal. That was a fantastic goal. And yeah, we should go all out to try and get him. I agree with that. I think we would. But what I'm saying is, what I like is he does actually look happy to be playing at Leicester. That's the difference. I noticed that when Tielemans came to Leicester as well. Like, you could tell he wasn't sure if he wanted to sign for us or not. But if I was in that crowd, I would be singing sign him up at the top of my voice.
I would too. I think, look, an example of what annoys me is like, for instance, was Lookman, when we had the option to buy him and we couldn't. And look at what an absolute monster he went on to be. And he was like more of an impact sub at his time because he was competing with Barnes, or he was forced by the right wing, and he was still. That's all the news I know. But yeah,
prior to that goal, I would have told you that I think indeed he's been our best player this season. But now I'm definitely in the Buonanotte train. Like, he's just clearly the highest quality player that we've signed. In fact, the only shame is I kind of wish that he was Bilal, if that makes sense, because he's the one we would sign permanently. But that's the difference between someone who's played, 50 Premier League games and someone who's played 2.
Yeah, I don't think, unfortunately, I think Cooper's the right man to get a tune out of Bilal, but I'm not ready to write him off yet. It's early days, and he's our player and for big money as well. So you would hope that he would come good, and I still think he will, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is it really wouldn't surprise me if he's a bit indifferent for the first season. That's just the reality. There's not many players at that age who come and hit the heights right away. Like even if you look at Martin Odegaard, when he first went on loan to Arsenal, he was good and he looked like a good improvement, but he wasn't as good as he is now, where he's like the best cam in the division. So far, though, us Cooper bashers got to keep it in between us.
I see what you did there. Giving it the anti-jinx.
60% possession for Bournemouth, would you believe? Okay, this is what I want to see building out.
Yeah. Aye?
Yeah, free kick. The IU special. He's a magnet for fouls, isn't he, Jordan?
Yeah.
Be curious to see how Facundo Buonanote's career goes. I mean, he's already an Argentine international, and
Trajectory's high for the lad.
yeah, wow. I'm actually looking at his stats for this season. They're crazy in that he's in the top percentage for blocks and tackles and pass completion, actually. Quite.
And he hasn't been playing consistently either.
No. And man, Brighton, they're so good at finding these South American youngsters, aren't they? Oh, the rare Christensen cross. Oh, not awful.
Bad, not bad.
What I'll say actually is that I want to see a lot more of that. Like if he was pumping in like 5 to 10 crosses a game like that, then I can get on board a system change. Because, you know, playing a 4-2-3-1 with two, that was great play by Skip, with two raiding fullbacks. I have to say, so far, I think
this is looking much better.
I think we look more likely to score the second, I've got to say. Go on, VAR.
Oh, that's 100% handball.
Are they looking at it?
Yeah, they are.
I think he might get given.
Come on.
Is it an unnatural? Okay, they've obviously said no. You got to remember, though, the Premier League is not going to give us too many decisions.
That's bullshit. Sure, that was a fuckwit. How about that?
That's an interesting one. I'll be honest, I don't think it is because I don't think it's quite an unnatural position, but I've definitely seen ones like them given. What happened? It hit Zabarini's arm in the box from a Mavadidi sort of cross shot attempt. Mavadidi claimed the handball. It hasn't been given, but you know, it definitely hit his hand, and his hand wasn't down by his side. That's the thing that you could say. Yeah, unnatural position is what he's saying. Same thing for Sissoko in the Juve Champions League final. That's fair. I would just say, though, in the spirit of the game, I don't really feel that's like an intentional handball. But does it stop it getting to another man? Probably does. So, you know, different things to be said there. Brentford 2-1 up now against Wolves. Wow, Liam Delap scored again for Ipswich. He's on quite the run. Didn't see that coming, I've got to be honest, him being that prolific. Oh, and Diddy almost wins the ball back, but loses it to Semenyo. Corner to Bournemouth. Steve Cooper's excuse sorted if we don't win. Yeah, if there's no penalty. We've been quite good today, though, I would say.
So far, mate.
Yeah, I would still say the issue is what I thought it would be. I just don't think we're playing out the press so much. I do think, though, the way Bournemouth's style is, it kind of suits the team. So here it's coming in. Corner to Bournemouth. Oof. Last-ditch defending, but get it off the line.
How much would you say our set-piece defending's been from corners under this new set-piece?
It's been good. No, that coach has done a good job, in my opinion. That I know it hurt against the Arsenal to concede that one, but if you look at it, actually, the mistake is that they just didn't have a man spare to follow Trossard, which was the story of the entire game. But otherwise, that's the first set piece goal that we've conceded all season, and it was right at the end when players are tired. Generally speaking, I know there are some questionable things like Bobby Reed always marking the tallest player.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think there's a method in the madness. And what the method might be is they might be tempting the opposition to hit it, and therefore Mads is going to cover it. I was thinking about that. I don't know, though. Because obviously, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't do that. I would be basics, right? Which is put my fast players on their fast players, put my tall man on their tall man. If they've got someone that imagine if we win this match, the way it's going. I mean, I think there'll be more goals in this game, though. I will say that. I think both teams will score another goal, actually. Oh, Okoli's down.
You're switching to a Desmond now for your score prediction.
I know I said 3-1 to Bournemouth, but I have to say, from what I've seen so far, I don't know. Have we been the better team? Maybe we have. Bournemouth have definitely looked threatening, but I will say, like I said, that their style of play, because it's chaotic, like they leave themselves open a lot.
Easy.
Yeah. I think Skip's done quite well so far.
So has Ndidi, to be fair, as well.
Yeah.
Which breaks my heart because, as you put it, Winks was the heartbeat of our team last season.
I suppose, though, you could even argue that Skip might be the upgraded version of Winks. Oh.
Surely. Oh,
but I mean,
off.
what you see, I mean, the stats are still saying this, is that like Bournemouth still have had more possession than us. Now, you don't have to have more possession than another team to win the game, but I do feel that we lack the control that we had last season. I'd like to see a bit more control in the game.
When you talk about control, do you think that like the most integral part of that is obviously Ricardo Pereira being next to him and the double pivot, or do you reckon the icing on the cake is really Yannick Vestergaard, that those three all need to be playing together, or more so?
It's all three of those. That's what gave us the stability. Yeah. The difference is I just think as well that we try and build too quickly, if that makes sense. The biggest difference, especially with Yannick, and you have to be quite brave to do this, is you have to just wait. You literally, some of the as crazy as it's going to sound, sometimes the best things that Yannick did is nothing. He literally just had the ball on his feet and he just stood there waiting. He's waiting for them to come to you, because as soon as they do make the jump, that leaves the player out of position and you can play around it and you're dragging them outfield. I don't think we do that enough at the moment. And that's sometimes where we get caught in like the pressing traps and things like that. But here, Okoli's on the ball. I mean, that's not bad. Wait, yeah, look, now space is opening up. Oh, you know what? That was almost like a Maresca move there.
The Maresca move was this. I think it was like a chess match. It was like a sequence of 3 to 4 to 5 events, whereas Cooper's breaks down after 1 to 2. So, like, if you have, Yannick Vestergaard on the ball and everyone's been man-marked and Harry Winks comes under pressure through the middle with his back to goal and he's able to either play the ball back. The second that everyone knows that the trigger used to be this terrifying. Hang on.
He's done well there in the end.
He's done well there. The pressing trigger used to be, in terms of us, was the second. Go on.
Well, do you see what, though? That there is, in my opinion, why we're not as good this season. So, therefore, they've attacked us. We've played the ball long. But if we were more measured in our way of building out there, we can turn that into an opportunity, which is what Maresca's style did there. That's way too much sort of hit and hope.
This is what I'm trying to say. So, like, Winks, the second that he would receive the ball from, like, Vestergaard under pressure and a lot of the sequences of play with us, right, he would dish it straight back. And as soon as the Winks passed that ball back, that's when everyone would move off the ball, and that would move people out of that. That was where it would build upon there. And then with the box midfield and the wingers, so to speak. But now it's just breaking down after this. Okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah, I will say this has probably been the best game I've seen from Leicester so far in actually trying to put some moves together like that. Because at the end of the day, I will say this from a kind of tactical point of view is that it doesn't really matter what system you play. It's more like how you play off it sort of thing, if that makes sense. And it's like a manager is totally entitled to change the way they play. And, if Cooper would have had us playing some other way and the way that he had us playing was better, then, we'd say, wow, he's pretty good, right? The problem is the way that he's had us play is worse.
It's worse. Look, the one thing I will say is that we are somewhat defensively resolute under Steve Cooper. I don't feel anywhere as vulnerable as I did under, like, let's say, Rodgers playing a high line.
Yes. I would say that as well, actually. I would say that as well. Although, what is frustrating is no clean sheets and we haven't been able to see the game out. So this is an interesting one, I will say, because like I say, you can still see that Bournemouth, they're definitely like loading up the box and gambling. And now you can see the game is really like quite basketball-esque, right? So they're attacking a lot, but equally, because they're attacking a lot, I think it's giving us a lot of chances as well, if that makes sense. Like here, careful. If you're clever, we can get out of trouble here. And see, that's poor from...
I think something to mention is JJ's so much less exposed with Ndidi playing in that double pivot position next to him. I've got to give credit there. It's due for maybe is that a decent change for Cooper? I don't know. What do you make of that so far?
Oh, I can tell that Mesut Loxil has been drinking a lot. He says, is Maldini and Nesta at the back for us or Fass on Okole? We're not missing Winks in my eyes. Yes, I would say today, Okole's passing pretty good. It's been okay, I think. It's definitely not been bad. 3-2 to Brentford. What is going on there? That's mental. Yes, Brentford versus Wolves. That was the 5-goal thriller in the first half that we all had down. 1-1 Man City and Fulham as well. They are missing Rodri, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a huge...
that was a good pass from Okole. Okay, do you know what? That was actually really good. He just played the ball into Ndidi to Winks into Justin.
Here we go.
Now this looks good.
Okay.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God. The GOAT should have scored that. That was a brilliant move. I mean, fair play. Like, that was really good football. That was actually really good football. Buonanotte. Do you know what would he been offside? I'm not sure. Oh my God, Vards definitely wants Cooper gone for the finish like that.
That was some Pats and Daka shit right there.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa, that Semenyo is so strong. He just leveled Christians.
Yeah, but look, we won the ball back. I got to say as well that Ayu's been half decent. He doesn't give you that much creatively, but he
see that there? That's what I'm talking about last season. That was the move.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll say this right now. Last sort of 15 minutes watching this game, if you asked me who's the team that's 11th in the table, I would say Leicester. Luke's like, I don't know how to comment on that.
No, I'm keeping quiet for now. I'm going to give it the kiss of death.
Yeah. If Vardy would have scored there as well, that would have been Buonanotte with a goal and assist in 35 minutes.
Already.
Would you get a lone player on the back of your shirt? Or is that just tempting to fate too much?
Yeah. yeah. Trying to kiss his death everywhere.
We definitely want West Ham to beat Ipswich, that's for sure. I can tell you don't see them, but in the back of my wardrobe, oh my God, I've got a Mahrez, a Kante, and the Drinkwater shirt. And they all age like milk.
I've got Madison. Madison was my first one that I got.
Was he? Yeah.
Madison. I'm his agent and lawyer for people that don't know.
I think everyone's got a Vardy. I've got 2 Vardys, actually.
Everyone's got a Vardy as well.
Yeah. I got home and away. I was going to get an Albrighton one after he scored in the Champions League, but I wussed out. It really surprises me with Albrighton, though, that he retired, actually.
I think it was a nice way to retire. It's kind of like a fighter that like retires out on a win. You know what I mean? Like, just one.
Well, that's why he's obviously decided to do that, because he could definitely play in a championship. For sure, he may not be able to, he might be playing mid-table or something, but because he's still quite young. I think he's either 32 or 33 still. He's not that old. Like, he's younger than Vardy, put it that way. Okay, you know what? I'm liking this. This is the first game in a long time that Mads is actually playing through the press. Imagine if we get Maddison back again with a different manager. I mean, that's what Luke's been saying. Luke has been saying to me, imagine Tielemans and Maddison in the Enzo system.
That would have been sexy.
Yeah.
People would have bent the knee hard. I reckon, that would have been scary. Let me ask you this. Under Enzo, do you reckon he would favour Barnes or Mavididi?
No, Mavididi.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, I would go as far as saying that he would have got rid of Barnes.
Wow. I can see that, to be honest with you.
It's not because Barnes is a bad player, but the way that Enzo's system is that you've got to be good at one-on-ones. I don't know, maybe because Casey McAteer but Casey McAteer is not a first-team player, right? But yeah, literally, I can tell you when they're doing their scouting for that position, they're just seeing like what is your dribble success rate. Oh, that was good from IU. Okay, you know what? I will say this throughout this half. This is the best all season we've been at playing out from the press, and unsurprisingly, it's the best that we've looked. And yeah, the guy who said that Coley's passing has been good. You're right.
It has been.
Before I was like, I'm not sure I'd say it's good, but it has been good. It has been good.
That was even. Nearly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good challenge that.
Oh, fuck off. Get up, you bitch. Is he booked him?
That's crazy. That's a crazy booking. Yeah, he's shaking his head. I should be. Okay, that could be a foul, but no way has he gone into.
He's got the
Okay, fair play. We both changed our mind.
No, he's got the ball. I don't know. It's a little reckless. Listen, the way we're playing, now that he's booked, this is the game for Fatawa to come on second half. In my opinion,
he's going to come on the left-hand side, isn't he?
Yuck. No, on the right side. Who? Fatawa?
That's what I'm saying. The way that Cooper does it, he won't bring him on the right-hand side.
That's cancer when he does that.
if Locks, if you're in a chat, has Facundo Buonanotte got a chant yet? And if so, what is it?
I can't wait to see what he says at halftime. We're in an awkward
No,
spot.
there
right
must be one. There must be one. They normally come up with some pretty good ones, I've got to say. Fatawu. That one's a good one.
We're in AB. It's almost halftime. What do you want to see in subs?
To be honest, it's the first time round that I would say you don't need to make any subs. Controversial, I know, but there you go. I'll say one thing: Bournemouth have got progressively worse as this half's gone on.
Yeah, and they're getting frustrated now as well.
Yeah. See what? I'm just going to grab a drink here, Luke. Okay. No, do you know what? I'll wait till half. No, I'll wait till half time. I'm just thinking I absolutely hate it when I'm at the matches and people go for a drink of 42 minutes. I'm like, come on. So I'll brave it till half time. In fact, if I ever do that again, you tell me off. Call me a plastic. Probably Bilal for Ayew and Fatawu for Buonanotte, 60 to 70 minutes. Yeah, I could see that. I think it depends on the game state. I've got to be honest, Vardy should have taken that. That it should be 2-0. I suppose they should have scored their header. So, okay, 1-0 is probably, fair.
The only sub I would make, to be honest with you, is Ayew's been decent, but like I reckon 50, 60-minute mark, if you want to pose a threat and you want to, put him to the sword potentially, I want to see Fatawu come on. I just still can't comprehend why he's not in the starting 11.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but
that said, I've got to say that overall, Ayew's been pretty good today.
He has.
But yes, I agreed. For example, there was an opportunity where he a few times he's got the ball and he has passed it to Mavadidi, but Fatawu's either going to commit the man or go for a shot.
Okay. I'm with you, by the way. I still think that he is a finisher and not a starter, but I 100% understand and agree with you. What I will say is, well, something to point out here, this is very good. The more you get Hermansen the ball, the better, because there's going to be more like how much of it, because of how high we play on the pitch, this is the most I've seen Hermansen come out of his box in a long, long time. It's good to see.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the stats now, and I've got to say that now actually we've got more possession. So the thing up is that, this will be our first win. Stu, I think could be right.
Up, me doc.
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Oh, it's Justin injured. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, the reason why we're grimacing is that is not a contact injury.
That was his knee, man. Is he all right? He's walking.
He is, but we want to see Ricky in the team, but not at the expense of Justin getting a long-term injury. Did you see Fast running into the box for a free kick? This guy might be crazy. I think Vardy for French forward, Edouard, and the next Messi for Bilal.
I think Edouard was...
He'll just see out the game. Go on, Vards.
The shades of Liverpool.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny is Vardy's only ever scored, I think, 2 goals from outside of the box. One was the Liverpool one, and the other one was that volley against West Brom, that 1 goal of the season.
I didn't know that about the West Brom. I thought it was just the 1 goal against the Liverpool. I did know about that stat, though.
Well, let's have a look, because maybe that one wasn't even outside the box. But yeah, I suppose it's not that unusual, right? I mean, he's not really... You don't want Vardy outside the box, really.
It's unusual, but not anymore. The way the Premier League's going now, of everyone wanting to have a false 9, it's definitely...
Tito Blue's sound performance as it is. I'm going to bring up the stats at half time. It's actually, you got to give credit where it's due.
We've only been playing one half though under Cooper so far. Let's see a whole 90 minutes.
Yeah. That's the thing. But
from
what I
what
will
we're
say
seeing-
though, Luke, is that I think it's a fact that Bournemouth have actually got worse as the half has progressed, and Leicester have got better. I don't think it's unfair to say that.
See, look at this. Skip's almost playing as a back three right there. Where's Okoli? Hopefully he's not going to come off the bench again, like that preseason game. He's just looking at the picture.
right
Here
up
he is.
there. Yeah. You know what, though? I don't know if you've seen this, but Maresca has done that a few times for Chelsea. In fact, he tried it at the last game of the season against Blackburn, but it didn't work out that well. So what he tried in that game is that he had Hamza drop in to be like a fourth, like he was trying to build out of a back four shape at times. That's not that uncommon for some teams to do that. But that was just a one-off. Keep an eye on that.
Beautiful.
Oh man, Coley's been very good.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Passing and marking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you've got. I've got to say that so far, at the 15 million that's paid for him, he looks like good business. I also think that the few times that he's looked not that good is because he's playing on his left side. I think if you put him as the right-sided player, he'd probably. Oh, here we are. Might have a substitution here. Go on. 2 before halftime would be lovely. There you go. That's the IU attacking threat there. And there we go. It's halftime. Wow. 1-0. I'm just going to bring up some stats here. Here we've got them.
I'd love to see.
Okay, so let's have a look at some of these comments. Get them in, guys. What do you make of that? So, Wolves might just get relegated, 3-2 down. Tito Blue knocking it around like old times. I agree. That is the biggest difference about today compared to all other games last season. Some of the playing out from the back has been sublime. And look at that from the back four. Coley, Fass, and Justin all having very solid games. Imagine if we get back Pearson and sacked Cooper. One can only hope. Krishna, hello lads. It's been a while. Yeah, good to have you back. And you know what? We're just going to make a quick substitution here at Blue Tinted Glasses, and we're going to bring on our GOAT. Here he comes. Make some noise, Locks. And you know what? I'm just going to go and get a drink while you give us what you've got to say. What you thought about that half?
Yeah, man. Luke, are you staying or are you getting a drink?
Oh, mate. No, I'm with you.
Staying,
Let's talk business.
Yeah, mate. I don't know. I'm impressed a little bit. I think it's definitely better than what it has been previously. There's clear changes, which obviously we've said for the last few weeks we needed. I think mentality. I don't know about you, Luke. I think mentality. There is a change in mentality in terms of we're just trying to get the ball forward quickly. We're trying to make things happen. We are playing. Not Enzo ball, but we have got quite a bit of passing in there as well. But we just seem to have more of an attacking intent. You know what I mean? Do you agree? I don't know what you and Anil have thought.
So what do you think of? Like, this is the furthest I've seen us play up the pitch, particularly as a back three. The double pivot's getting well up the pitch, so we've been able to control a bit better, and the passing's been much more direct and building out the back. So how much do you guys put it down to being further up the pitch in terms of our back three and being able to control the ball a bit more and be more direct with our passing and building from the back?
Well, look, let's look at some of these stats. I think that's going to help make some bases for us. Please keep the comments coming in, guys. We've had more possession in that half. It didn't start out that way, but that's how it's gone. 2 big chances. I'm surprised the XG is that low. I suppose Buonanotte's was a bit of a, wouldn't say it's a worldy good finish, but Vardy should, that felt like, I think I could have scored that goal, to be honest with you, even on my left foot. And I know you're going to, Luke is laughing because he's thinking, I've seen you play, mate. I don't think you're ever scoring that, but I think I could score that. Well, look at that. That's where Buonanotte's got there. That's cool. Looking at the ratings, yes, I think that we've been really good in that half. I think we've definitely been the better team. beautifully worked goal. And I think if Vardy had scored, that would have been a super smooth move. Some guys are saying, have we changed the system? I don't think so. We defend in the 4-4-2, but we're attacking in that shape. And that second goal, really was there. I think they looked good for it. Leicester for sure. Still not a fan of Ayew on the pitch. Having Facundo in the out-and-out 10 is the best sign we want to go at them and cause them trouble. Although he has cut in for the goal. But yeah, I agree with you, Luke. I think the biggest difference is that basically we are really playing out from the back a lot better today. Okoli's passing has been great. Well, I tell you what, let's get some of your opinion. I hope you don't mind the stocks. Let's get the newest. We've got 2 subs coming on, unlike Cooper here on Blue Tinted Glasses. We know what we're doing here. Neil, talk to me. What did you make of that half?
It's probably I didn't see the Crystal Palace, but that's the best half I've seen us play so far. Good football. It feels weird because I was like, we're actually playing some attacking football. We're actually going for it. I think we've been kind of lucky, and I think we have to be careful. Maybe this is me being a little bit pessimistic. I think Areola fixes some of them problems that Bournemouth have, because I'm seeing the massive holes in midfield, and the kind of manager he is, he's going to go, look, what are you playing at Bournemouth? Let's go and fix this, and this is how we're going to fix it, and this is what we're going to do second half, because we're going to lose this game. The reason why I mentioned that is because I think in that second half, we can't be complacent. And at times we did ride our luck a little bit. However, I do want to be positive. Again, I think James Justin's been good in the game. I think Walt Farce has been really underrated in the season so far. We've not spoke too much about him. I've been really impressed with him. There were some other parts in the game which Buonanotte speaks for himself. Mavididi, basically them two are carrying the midfield and the team. But yeah, I'm happy with the first half. But I feel a little bit like, okay, when's the bad thing coming? Maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic just because this season and what we've seen so far. There's still some improvements I want to make. I mean, the likes of Jordan Ayew, I don't think he offers that much, and he's not been offering that much. Christensen, I don't think he's not been offering that much as well, to be honest with you. So, but overall, I'm happy with what we're building. But I think that's a really good comment from Dan as well.
And Neil, I was just going to say something as well in response to what something Neil said about
go for it.
This is what worries me. Iraola, right? I always get his name wrong. Areola, whatever.
Spanish nipple. Areola.
Yeah.
We were like those.
This is what separates good managers from cowards. And he could come out in the second half and completely fix their problems. And it's whether Cooper is able to combat that, to counter it. So that's what worries me a little bit, that they come out second half a completely different team. What the other thing I was going to say was, again, another thing Neil said, Christensen, that is a problem that hasn't been fixed for us, is that him and Mavididi are just getting in each other's way again. They're on the same line. They're on the same line. And I don't know what we need to do to fix that, but it's been a clear problem on that side all season. The only time it wasn't a problem was when we actually had like a Decordova-Reid or Ayew, in that position instead of Mavididi. It's since Mavididi, I just don't think they work well together. I don't think Mavididi and Christensen work well together. And the stream I'm watching, actually, the stream I've got, they actually addressed that as well. The commentators said it. They picked it out and said, there's something weird going on there. They're not working well together. So that's a problem. It has been all season.
That out. So that's not even just a subjective opinion. I would say objectively, if you went to the lawyers, they'd be like, you've got a case there, young man. Let's take this to court and get them. Just before I get some of the comments in, I just want to show this because Neil, you made a good point. But I think the way that Bournemouth play, I don't think they are going to fix it, because this is them up against Liverpool when they were 2-0 down. And can you see the same thing? Look at this massive gap. And all they've done with their centre-half is pumped it long. It's been played in, and then there's their 3-on-3. That's just their style of play. They will give up like that. I mean, the thing is, if you look at the half, they started the half the stronger. But I got to be honest, I think the Steve Cooper masterclass, you might have to say it, because at the end of the day, as the half's gone on, they've looked weaker and we've looked better. And I think it's because they're leaving those gaps. I will say there's a few good comments in here. That's definitely true. Let's ask the lads here first. Should we have had a handball in the box in y'all's opinion? What do you make of that?
Let me ask you this. 100% that was a handball. That's bullshit. But do you think the reason, Locks, I'll come to you with this, that it was, come on, bro. Locks, do you reckon the reason why Christensen is not working with Mavididi and they're getting each other's ways because we're not playing up a box midfield? Do you think you would get better out of Victor Christensen if we had that box midfield and a high air pushing up alongside him to present another option for his left foot?
Probably, yeah, probably. I mean, it's a clear issue. Like I said, it's, you know, I know we've been so critical of Steve Cooper all season. I think there are a couple of things that as the season has gone on, he has actually tweaked a couple of things and he has actually improved in a couple areas. And I will give him that. But this issue is ongoing. So I don't know how we fix it. I mean, maybe you have a JJ at left back, maybe, and then Ricardo goes right back. Who knows? You know, maybe that's the solution. That's what we want. But yeah, honestly, maybe in Nils. Well, maybe in Nils' best to answer this about the left back and Mavididi, because I know he's so tactically astute, Aaron Nils. So maybe he's best to. You know, I'm no genius.
No, you guys are calling it exactly that. They're getting each other's ways. Like Luke's suggestion, if you had JJ, then Mavididi can just focus on going on the outside and Justin could cut on the inside. But to be honest with you, even just having those two players, you can just work on it. I mean, I do agree it is a system that's gone wrong all season long. But I think at the start of the game, the start of last season, like Mavididi and Keane and Dewsbury Hall got in each other's ways quite a lot of time, in my opinion. And I think after around sort of 5 to 10 games, we fixed it. And it got better. But I'm not going to disagree with you. It is a fact that they're getting in each other's ways. That's just things. Cooper don't want to juggle the fullbacks when we are losing, not bringing on Ricardo whilst winning. There's the prediction. I mean, look, you know what? You said this during the chat, Lock, so I want to hand this over to you. It feels good not to have Harry Winks in the team. Sorry, Kate.
I'll tell you what, I feel like a pioneer with this because after the second game of the season, I put a tweet out saying that it wasn't exactly how we've got it today. It was actually Bilal El Khanous and Facundo with Ndidi behind or Skip behind. It was a little bit different, but I called it and I got, mate, on Twitter, I got pelters. I got slated for even suggesting that, you know, Iniesta, you know, should be dropped from the Leicester team. And I get it. He was the most vital person in Enzo Maresca's system, 100%. But I feel like he's gone missing in some games. Yes, his statistics are still quite high this season, but that doesn't mean anything because it's what we need as a balance, you know, the balance for the team. And Oliver Skip provides so much energy. Facundo Buonanotte offers creativity. Wilf is defensively very good. So I think we've got a good balance as it is. And I just think Winks, if anything, you know, weakens us. And of course, there's going to be games where we will need Winks. I mean, even games where we maybe will dictate possession. Maybe he is best for those games because, you know, he's better probably with his passing and his dictating of play than an Oliver Skip. But for this game, I think Cooper's got it bang on. I think it was the right time to drop Winks, to bring Skip in alongside Ndidi and then Buonanotte ahead. So, yeah, I think it's the right call. I mean, we're 1-0 up. You know, as long as we're winning, it's the right call, isn't it? If we lose, it's not the right call. That's where you have to have a little bit of sympathy for a football manager, not just Cooper, but any manager. You know, if they make a big call and it goes well, then obviously everyone will praise them. And if it doesn't go well, they won't. So, yeah, it was brave, but it's working. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that these stats, I think, are quite misleading. I think it's just because CDMs don't honestly get the highest rating. I think they've both been very good. And I think this back five actually has been pretty good. Like I say, I think Christensen's been okay. He only really put in one left foot cross. That's always my issue. And in fact, a lot of people are saying this. You know, I think if I make subs to be Ricardo for VK and bring in Bilal for an Ndidi, something like that. Yeah, I don't mind. Like, you know, Christensen, if he pumped in like 5 to 10 crosses a game, I'd have less of a problem with it. I just feel he doesn't really give you much going forward. But look, I want to make this the Locks and Neil special at half time because these guys have had to put up with me and Luke talking bollocks for 45 minutes. So what are you guys thinking? Where are we going to win this game?
Go on, Neil.
Oh, no, I don't know. It depends. So what I would like to see, I think coming into, if I was Steve Cooper at halftime looking at this, I'm thinking, right, if they're going to keep playing this style, I think we need to come and take Ayew off and put in Fatawu. Because if we're going to capitalize on that high line, for me, Ayu's not really doing anything. And there's no surprise. Look at the stats, actually. We've got 54% possession. This is the first time we've actually gone and kind of dominated a team, and we've actually begin winning at this moment in time. So I don't think there's any thingy about that. There's any overall. I think we do you know what? I don't know if we're going to win this game. I hope we do. But if we do, we have to keep playing. We have to keep going for it. If we sit back and we kind of go, do you know what, lads? We've got a 1-0. We're going to try and save it. It's not going to work. They're going to invite pressure and we're going to concede. So for me, we've had a good first half, and there's no surprise that we've had more possession. And also, we've been pushing players on the left and right-hand side quite high up. James Justin and Buonanotte have been playing on the right. And then sometimes I've been popping up on the left with Mavididi and Christensen. So we're going for it. We're attacking them in the wide spaces. And then that's providing a lot of service for Jamie Vardy. If we keep this up, I can see us winning the game. However, I don't want to speak too soon because we've all been here. We've all been burned before.
Neil,
I just want to jump in here because I think this is a good comment. I think Ayew is doing more than he's getting credit. I do think there is a little bit of hate towards him.
You think?
Ayew looks okay, but Buonanotte in his position. All right, you keep talking, Locke. So I'm just going to keep playing some comments while you talk.
Well, I was going to say, does Neil also want Megan Fox and Sydney Sweeney knocking on his door tonight? Because if you think Steve Cooper is making an attacking change at 1-0 up, or if you think there's any chance of it, I agree with you, by the way. I'm agreeing with you. I want that to happen with Fatawu coming on, but I don't think we've got a chance in hell that that's going to happen. I think the most likely substitution right now is probably Deco Dover-Reid on for Mavididi. I think that's what we're more likely to see, the first substitution, as long as we're 1-0 up. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think we should capitalise on the chances that we're getting. I think we should bring on Fatawu. I think we should go for the jugular. But it's a Steve Cooper team. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. I would love to be proven wrong, but I just can't see it. He'll have that donkey on instead. Yeah, Luke's favourite player.
I think that's the team. That's what for me. If I'm looking at that going, if they keep playing that way, that's the sub that needs to happen because A, you can play on the counter. B, Fatawu doesn't just give you something offensively; he gives you a lot defensively.
Yeah,
I think that's something that we saw last season, playing essentially wing back. So I think from that, and especially now, Ayew's on a yellow card. For me, that's a no-brainer. That's an absolute no-brainer. Maybe give it 5 minutes. I wouldn't say drag him at half time. I say give him 5-10 minutes. And if they're still playing that way, I go, here you are. Here's an attacking player. It'll be interesting to see what he could do with El Kanous in this game, because I've got a feeling that he could pick a pass from wide and from a long ball over the top. So I think he would be quite good, but I don't know who you'd put him in place for.
Bournemouth.
All right, guys. Second half's just about to kick off. Bournemouth made one change. Clive it on for Otara. Feel free to stick around and watch the game with us. We'd love to have you here. But if you start seeing us getting nervous, that's what's happening. I want to see in chat. How is this game going to finish? It's 1-0 to Leicester at half time. Tell me what you think. How does this game going to end?
1-1. Yeah, I think 1-1. I think 70 minutes in, he'll bring on Deco Dover-Reid. He'll bring on Connor Cody. He'll do this same story that we've seen before, and we'll concede 1-1. But I know Neil's sticking around for a bit. I'm going to jump off, but I might just jump in. Something crazy after.
Yeah. We'll invite you also to the instant match if you want to join anytime. All right. See you later. Enjoy Turkey.
Lots
everyone.
Cooper more than me.
I'll stick around for a bit because mine's not started yet, but I've got a feeling we're behind. But once mine gets going, I'll head off. But yeah, I'm looking at the bench, but they've still got quality on the bench. You look at Ricardo, Cody, Reed, Kanous, Fatawu, Samare, Winks, and Edouard. I mean, that's a pretty solid bench.
Yeah, some people would say the bench is better than the starting 11, but we'll see.
Go on.
Oh, Mavididi. I tell you what, Neil, if you message Luke, you might find access to a way to watch the match, is what I would say to you.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Kovacic's got another one for Man City.
Are they up?
You think so?
That's crazy that they, as well, of all the scorers, it's their CDM.
Where did Doyle end up? Is he still at City?
No, he went to Norwich.
Norwich.
That's right.
Neil, if you check the private chat,
Okay, I was going to message Luke allegedly.
don't ever allegedly message me. I didn't give my prediction, but if I had to, I would say that I think we will win this game because I've got to say I think Bournemouth will look quite bad.
And Neil's gone proper bipolar. He's like changed his score 2 times.
No.
Yeah,
The reason I'm saying that is it's got nothing to do even with like before the game or anything like that. It's because I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Like they're
I'm with you, brother. That there's what I want to see more of.
yeah.
That's balls to do. That shades of Maresca.
Neil called it out at half time. The gaps between their like midfield and the defense is too big, and they haven't really got the press going, and we're playing out from it. So yeah, if they were going to fix it at half time, they would need to compress that gap. But instead, they've just brought in another winger. So maybe they think they can press and give us more problems. Because to be fair, actually, Christensen's looked the worst, despite having Mavididi to help out.
There, that's what I'm screaming about. I mentioned to you earlier, how many times have you seen Victor Christensen play a progressive ball forward on the ground? It's only long and over the top, and that's it. Right there, that move broke down because he could not play a pass straight to skip off his left foot along the ground. He looked along that just completely fucked us right there. That's right there in a nutshell where I think we are weak with him building from the back.
Yeah.
Sorry to talk over you. I got a little bit excited.
No. It's absolutely right. Okay, set piece here for Bournemouth. 48 minutes in. Adam Smith's lining up to take it. No, but it's taken by Cook instead. Oh, they've come off the upright. It was a brilliant delivery, brilliant header there from Zabarini, Ukrainian
Smith put
international.
some good crosses in this game. I think there's one in the 8th minute as well.
Bit disappointed that defensively because I suppose they've bent the run. I mean,
do you think Coley should have done better?
That's what I was thinking initially. But if you look at the initial thing, he's actually marking someone else and it gets moved on to him. I don't know. That's a difficult, even from my own perspective with tactics and things like that. That's one that I'd love to know the opinion of a top coach, what they think. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, what is this? Where's this Steve Cooper ball come from?
He'll be unhappy there, though, because is that Ndidi in the book? Yes, Ndidi. 2-1 West Ham. A win before international break would be lovely. Yeah, I'm glad to see JJ's all right.
Let's look at opposition watch. Brentford are 4-2 up against Wolves. So it looks like
that's huge. If it stays like this right now, I mean, we will put some distance between us and the bottom three.
And you're saying West Ham are 3-1 up against Ipswich?
They're 3-1 up now, are they?
3-1 up.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Jared Bowen scored in the 49th minute.
Do you know what I laughed actually? West Ham, even though they've changed the manager, who's scored for them? It's the three horsemen of the apocalypse: Antonio, Bowen, and Kudus. Fair play. Kudus was a good one that they got. I was surprised he went there. Actually, he's
I'm
a very
surprised
good player.
he went there.
But what I'm saying is, they're all David Moyes players.
We are just trying long ball over the top and hope. No, we're not. That's one tactic.
Yeah. No, but that is effective against Bournemouth because of the way that they do their block. As long as you don't do it all the time. They've started this half a bit more aggressive than they were in the first half, which I guess is to be expected. But other than that set piece,
Christensen looks like he just came back from like a World War II tour. He's the oldest 23-year-old I've ever seen. There's a father of 6 kids already somehow.
Yeah, he's.
God. I don't think he is. I think that Skip does. Oh, did you say Christensen or Skip?
Christensen.
No, right. Skip's been working down a coal mine since the age of 14.
In a cave somewhere.
14 months.
Yeah.
Cave-dwelling Viking that can't pass the ball forward on the ground. Okay, let's watch this here. Oh, there we go. The GOAT. Go on, make that run. Beautiful, beautiful.
Look at us inviting pressure on us.
No, but that's what we need to do. That's why, I'll be honest, if we'd been playing like this all season long, then people wouldn't be Cooper out so much.
Yeah, and we can't call him a coward if we keep playing like this.
Ugh.
What a save.
I mean, to be fair, that's why people don't like playing up from the back. Who was that
Yeah.
gave that away? Was it IU?
Well, let me
It
ask
doesn't
you about
look
this, guys.
convincing.
Yeah.
Why is IU constantly swapping sides on that winger? Talk about getting in each other's.
You see, I think this is where overload. This is where
yeah.
Chris is trying to get the overload in.
Yeah, he
But
does
he's
that
not
a
the
lot.
right
It's a
player.
feature of all of our games. But I'll still say, even though that happened, I don't mind that necessarily because I still think it's important to build out from the back.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's not building with Mavadini on that side, so I don't think it's working. I disagree.
I understand
take
the
there.
overload. The idea of the overload is one.
Oh,
I thought we got away with it there. I think
Yeah.
the idea of the overload is fine, but I think the players we're doing with aren't good enough. Christensen and Ayew aren't offering that
Yes.
much when we overload.
yes, that's the issue, and also
You could
building
get-
those two as well.
You could get more out of them, though, if they played to a system where if it was like someone like Maresca who was dead set strict and saying, stay in your lane, this is where I want you to stand, this is where I want you to be, this is where I need you to make the runs, etc., then I think you could get more of a tune out of them. But I just think it's too convoluted. I definitely agree with you, though, Neil. I do think there's better options that we could be putting in those positions. I just think that that's down to the manager right there.
Yeah, sometimes you've got a manager that's got a good philosophy, but doesn't have the players to quite play it. We've
Yeah.
got the opposite problem.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've got a bad philosophy, and we could be playing a better way. Just want to do this. Got some funny ones. Afternoon one. Anyone see the Leeds game? Melier, what a howler! Yeah, it was funny on Reddit. They had the tag "great goal" next to it, but when we looked at it, it was obviously awful. Do you think we might win 1-0 Leicester? I thought that at half time, but I think Bournemouth have looked a bit things, and Southampton are 1-0 up. Okay, that's crazy.
No way.
Yeah,
Against who?
against Arsenal.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus. Sorry.
It's crazy though. Like they've only had 2 shots on targets. They've done what we did. Arsenal 65% possession, 15 shots, but only 1 on target. So controversial comment here from Leicester City Down Under. Leeds garbage. 10 more years in the Championship.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Melier last season won PFA Player of Goalkeeper of the Year.
I couldn't believe that.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, even Leeds fans don't agree with that. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a young keeper that was making mistakes at 19. He's still making the same mistakes 4 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, like they didn't have to necessarily give it to Hermansen if they thought that Leicester were going to have too many players, but there were plenty of other goalkeepers that
Leeds
did
had
good.
4 players.
Yeah.
Leeds had Ampadu. I remember that
That's
because I watched
crazy.
it. I was on a stream. I was doing a podcast with people, and they were doing the Premier League one. And I saw the Championship one. How have Leeds got 4 players in the team? You can understand Somerville, sure, and then Ampadu got in. I thought he was a good player, but he wasn't better than Winks.
Yeah.
That was a witch hunt for Leicester. I don't even buy into that, to be honest with you. Like they had that stupid
But that's
embargo when there was no
chosen
transfer.
by the Championship players.
Was
yeah,
it?
that one specifically is voted for by other players in the Championship. That's what's crazy about it.
That just means that they were salty and just jealous of the sexiness that was Enzo Ball that season.
I mean, a lot of footballers are thick as well. That's also...
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I think Arsenal might have equalised, but just from where I'm sitting in my house.
I have that with Leicester.
Yeah. Yep. 60 million down the drain because Kai Havertz has scored again. Hermansen's player of the season against Arsenal, 13 saves. I mean, that's one of the best ones you'll get. Although it's funny, do you know in our post-match we said that no Leicester player would beat that 9.7 rating, but technically Tom Cannon on loan at Stoke got 9.8 for scoring 4 goals the match later. Now,
Yeah.
for me, that doesn't count because he's on loan, but it was funny that literally that was like almost that aged like milk, that comment. I'm a bit concerned of this half, though. So far, it's not been disastrous, but that momentum that we had at the end of the first half has gone a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's gone into a bit more of a midfield battle. So why that concerns me is just because the way it was going in that first half, I couldn't see Bournemouth getting back into it. Now it's a bit more of a mixed game. Anything can happen in that sort of situation. I would like to see us, I know, try and stamp our authority on the game a bit more, get a bit more of the ball, just hold it, like tire them out with some passing. Coming round to the 60th minute, I mean, I don't think we'll see any subs from Cooper.
I'd love to see
Tom Cannon scores a hat-trick in the Premier League. Well, it'll be interesting to see if he can make that step up.
Hey, how is it not ours?
Good wit, good header there, Skip.
I've got to be honest.
Unlucky.
I've muted like 50 times. I had a heap of beans last night. I am farting up something awful.
It's classic too much info for a match day stream there.
Oh, it's rancid, lads. You know those ones that got a bit like heat to it, eh? You know they're always going to be bad, eh?
Oh, some grim listening.
Do you think Bournemouth have changed anything this half? Well, I know they changed the winger, but it's not seemed to make that much of a difference in their game, has it?
No, but I think they have been more aggressive in the press, which is why they've got into it a bit more. But I would still call it, I'll have a look at the stats, but it feels more of a kind of 50-50 game at the moment. And the stats sort of like represent that still. I would say, if I was looking from their manager's point of view, that I think their press has been quite poor today.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't like seeing us play it back to the keeper, but it's the most I've seen us do this game, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot, pulling people out of position, getting Mads integrated into the side.
It's working. It's working.
It's working.
We've got a keeper that can do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but we haven't really been using him to do it too much.
Look at this. Oh, sexy. Nearly.
Well, I'd actually argue he could have been even braver there, but...
Oh, he's just megged him.
Good block.
Fast again there, another block.
Yeah.
Sexy leadership.
Have you heard of the Twitter account called The Other 14?
Yeah.
They put out a stat saying combined blocks and clearances up to week 6. Walt Fast is top of that with 52. Mark Gahey's second with 47.
Yeah.
12 blocks, 40 clearances, and that's not even including this game.
That's Steve Cooper ball at his finest.
And a goal.
Barnes goal versus Everton tonight. Would love to see it happen.
I'd love to see Fast wear like giant sideshow bob shoes for like
for his Halloween costume.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm still really upset with that Everton game. I just think it was very cowardly from us.
Yeah, it was.
Look, do you know what? I have to say, though, so far this half, our building from the back has not been that good.
No.
And we need to get it back a bit because the way that the game state is going now for the last few minutes, I feel that they're starting to get some momentum here.
And we're not going up further up the pitch as much as we were before.
No, I'd be tempted to put someone on to help us retain the ball a bit middle. Look, Ayudare is drifting into the middle, but he's not winning so many challenges anymore. So it might be better to have someone that can hold the ball up.
What do you think of
Winks? You
You
could even put Harry Winks there, as crazy as that sounds, because if that's what you're trying to fix, i.e., just hold the ball up a bit better.
I think it needs somebody that's going to press higher up in the field, that's going to turn over the ball higher in
Yeah.
the field, And I think you might hate me for this. I think Hamza Chowdhury could have done a job there.
Oh, disgusting.
Well, he's not even on the bench today, unfortunately.
I know he's got a shoulder injury, but
Oh,
that's
does
the
he?
kind of
Okay.
player that could do that.
Go on, Skip.
Go on. That was
Sexy.
nice. Nice.
Nearly.
That was a bit.
Vital
made a bit of
on the right wing and then Winks on as well.
See, that's a bit dangerous, that move that we just tried there, though, because Skip's the one that's pushing. He's like well out of position when that
Oh,
move
fuck
goes down.
off. Sorry.
But also there with
Fucking hell, man.
with Ayew in this position, Buonanotte should be where he is, and he should be where Buonanotte is. I don't
Right,
understand why we're trying to
Or it
play
should be a
Ayew
box
through the middle.
crasher.
That's
Locks
3 subs now
struggling
for
so
Bournemouth
far
and
this half.
3+.
Yeah. Cody will come on. Lol. He probably will for the last 20. I'm scared for that.
Well, let's look
Patel
at this.
for Buonanotte, Winks for Ayew. Wouldn't be
They're
against
making subs now.
Yeah, that's 3.
They're making subs to try and get back in the game. Are we going to make subs reactively to try and counteract that, or are we just going to try and hold on?
It's okay to be reactive to the changes that they make, but what really frustrates me, yes, this is Ethan saying we need subs in the next couple of minutes, 100%. And the continual thing that Cooper does, and he waits too long to make them. So what changes they made? Okay, so they brought off both their fullbacks, both. That's interesting. Okay, wow, and they've put on a cam and a winger, so they are actually going for a change of shape here. And I would
kitchen sink at 1-0.
Yeah, well, they have. No, it's interesting. Well, let's see what they've done, because this could be a huge difference. What is their shape now? They've gone 3 at the back? I'm not sure.
5, yeah.
Lovely. Oh!
Fuck's sakes.
Yeah. And we were all cussing the creative goat that is Jordan Ayew there.
I was so ready to slag him
still
off right
cuss
there. Yeah, shit pass. Sack him. Oh!
How you doing, Ben? Nice. Welcome to the chat.
Hey!
How you doing, Stu? Thank you for the kind words. Oh,
Yeah, go on.
that's a booking.
Well, that's what I want to say.
Do you know who we need? Do you know who we need now that A, we've got a yellow card, and B, we're under the cosh? We need Ricardo.
Well, we need to make a change now, especially with their change of shape, because now they're going to be committing an extra man forward. So we need to do something, either freshen it up or. I can't believe that JJ's going to be like, what do you mean? That's
I can't believe we're having a conversation about having to bring off Winks and Ricky P in a Premier League game off the bench. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
I just
Premier League top 6 cartel working against us once more.
And do you know what I've realised as well with Steve Cooper? This is the first game we've had more possession, and yet we bring off Harry Winks.
No, we had more possession against Villa, believe it or not.
Over the game?
Yeah, over the whole game. But in that game, we only decided to try and score a goal after we went 2-0 down. That was the problem there. No,
what the fuck was that,
so
man? That was poor. That was so poor.
That's so poor.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
By who? But who
you
was,
can't blame Cooper for that.
That could even be a Mads mistake, to be honest.
We've just gifted
offside.
Offside.
No way. No way is that offside.
There's no way we got away with that. There's no way we've got away with that.
If they block the keeper, they're checking it on VAR.
Oh, of course they are. Fuck VAR. Yeah, they're going to give it back to him because, everyone hates Leicester right now. Cunts.
Leicester.
I mean, he's off, but has it touched him?
No,
I don't think it's touched him.
It has.
This is crazy where if he doesn't touch it.
Yeah, it hit his hair, bro. Come on, son.
No, it made 0 impact.
Doesn't matter if it flicked his hair, it will be given us offside.
It flicked his hair and it was a handball before. Get good.
Oh, that's so shit. And I mean that as a Premier League fan. Yeah, high five to yourself.
This guy looks like Jose Mourinho's like ugly brother. This ref,
No way, we got away with that. That's
I can't believe,
incredible.
yeah.
Blessed, bro.
That's
Blessed.
incredible.
Evan Neeson should have cut his hair before he played this game.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what? If ever you needed a wake-up call, because really that's come from Justin giving away, and he's on the booking now. So what do we need to do? I think we need to give him a bit more support. Like they've put on now Sinistera as well. They're going to be trying to attack more from the wide angles. So come on, Cooper, show us what you can do. I will say one thing though, Iraola looking like this, that is the look of a manager that thinks, oh, it's not going to be our day, so I'll just accept the fact that we're going to lose.
Time to see some super subs.
He looks like Fabrizio Romano's older brother.
I'm going to bring on our substitution at the 65th minute, 67th minute, and coming on for blue tinted glasses, number 10, Mesut Luxil.
How's it going? That was a lucky one, wasn't it? We got away with that.
Yeah, I think it's been a poor half from us so far. We got away with it. So, and this is a bit of annoying is that we've said that like we haven't seen a 90-minute game yet. Oh,
Troubles down.
there we go. Nice, nice.
Yeah, that needs to be a wake-up call for sure. But are we going to make subs before 82 minutes?
Probably not.
No.
Donkey.
What? They've made 3, right?
Yeah, they've made
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. But not just 3, but the sub that they made was very aggressive. They took off both their fullbacks. They've added on Sinistera and what's his name? Scott, Alex Scott. So that's a cam and a winger.
Oh, Alex Scott. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was linked to us for a bit.
Go on, Vardy. Go on.
Go on. Oh,
Nice. Lost his pace, in he?
It's not been his best game today, lads.
offside.
You've got to
Offside.
say. Was it?
Offside. Yeah. Oh, he's just on the fans. He's just on the 1-0 to the fans.
Is it just
the
me that think
Bournemouth
Mavadidi's been poor? I think he was good in the first half, but he's basically been absent in this second
He's not.
half.
Yeah, I was going to say. First half, he was running the show on the left-hand side.
Mesut
He's drifting in
Luxil,
the
how was
middle
your
of the-
holiday?
All good. Thank you, Rennie B. Thank you very much. Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Couple more
Do
days.
you know what? I would
Come
say,
on, lads.
you know, changing Vardy for Edouard and maybe even Mavadidi just to freshen it up.
I don't think it's. I think Mavididi, it's more of a structure. He was drifting a lot more in the middle that first half,
Yeah.
and then moving his way to the wing. But like he
They seem
definitely
fluid.
got.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, where
with
I am right now is I don't think anyone's necessarily been bad. It's just that like it's a tiring game and the opposition have made changes. So it's just about
should learn
energy
from
levels.
that.
It's like you can be even having a 7 or 8 out of 10, but you get subbed just to make sure that you don't lose the game, you know?
Yeah, I agree with what Luke said though about they seem fluid. All Mavididi, Facundo, and Ayew, they seem to kind of rotate positions a little bit. So yeah, in the first half.
Apologies, Chips. I think you are behind us. I can tell you that we've got some secret technology from down under that allows us to watch the game.
Allegedly.
And we're
Luke's
3-0 up.
Luke's got monoculars coming from the stadium.
That's basically how we do it. Arsenal 2-1 up now, I can tell you.
Was it Havertz again?
You're going down with the tractors.
It was Martinelli this time. All right, come on, Cooper. Stop being a coward.
Yeah, make some subs here.
And you know what the problem is look how the game's gone the last couple of minutes. We're getting penned in here.
And
That's
again,
fast.
another save by, again, Fast just saving us. And what's he doing? Hoofing it up front.
Yeah, that's got to play out. That's where the press is so effective. This is just Arsenal all over.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, but I was thinking exactly the same thing. What did we do against them? Well, we just, look, doesn't mean that we have to play, the most intensive. Just keep the ball, take the sting out of the opposition, take the possession, and start to get control of the game. Because at the moment, we're losing control. Look, what we're going to do? Well, it's going to be
He's got no options. There's
everything on his own. And he gives it away.
That's poor structurally.
On.
Under Enzo, you'd have routes out and triangles to get out of trouble there.
Yeah.
We don't have them.
We haven't
Looks
got
like
we've got straight lines.
Looks
Yeah.
like some movement on the bench. If I could, I'm sure I saw a bit of movement.
Yeah, it's a water boy. Oh,
We're
my
getting away with it.
How
Today,
have we done that? How is
today
that
the woodwork is
Sorry,
getting
yeah.
man of the match. 4-1 to West Ham.
Oh,
What's the
Lord.
position at right now?
I think on
To
the
an-
instant match thumbnail, I'm just going to put a bit of the crossbar and
Yeah.
Yeah,
give it a
man of the
safer
match.
score rating.
To answer Stu's question, no, I don't have a pool in my garden. This is not my garden. No, I wish it was. I wish it was.
My theory is that Lox is trying this out for when Blue Tinted Glasses rakes that 100,000 subscribers mark. Is where his new office is going to be. Notice how he didn't answer that. I'm going to have a heart attack, Chips. Yeah, it's. I mean, like I say, I mean, this can happen in any game at any time. But when it does, what do you need to do? You need to make changes. If this keeps going the way that it's going, they're going to score. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
Here
Like
we
when
go.
we're pumping it long.
Wow.
You know what?
Edouard.
This is not a bad sub then. Edouard for Vardy.
I agree.
Yeah, but what's going to link up the play between the two?
That's the issue. If he can hold it up though, but yes, Luke, you've taken the you basically stolen my thunder. That's what I was gonna say. I would try and get someone else on there that can. Do you know what? Even though I would still say he's been our best player, Buonanotte, I would take him off right now, and maybe I'd put Canus on. Someone more who can just get hold of it a bit more.
Isn't the problem though? We're not again in the midfield, like from the attack. We need to move. In my opinion, move Buonanotte more centrally.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I will say that this will be something you can do in your analysis, but basically, when we get the ball, like what Enzo did really good in terms of positioning is that you didn't even really need to think about. You knew that you'd have like one of three options on at any one time to pass the ball out. Whereas with us, you can see that when the players get it, they're looking and they don't actually know where to play the ball. And that sort of slight hesitancy is what allows the other team to get the ball back off you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You want to know that as soon as I've got the ball, I know that if I play the ball here, there's going to be one of my teammates who can receive the ball when I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
That allows you to get out.
I was going to say, like I said at half time, Iriola was always going to change something in my eyes, and he's changed something, and now it's down to Cooper to actually counter that. And so far, he's made a like-for-like change.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need a like-for-like change. We need something, more.
Lovely Buonanotte.
Good play.
Oh,
Okay,
Justin didn't even try and get that. Fucking hell.
Are you going to get the Buonanotte shirt, Locks, or will you never fall in love with a lone player?
I can't do it. Not with him, man. He's too good. I can't fall in love with him. He's so good.
One for sure says Dazza the way it's going. Unfortunately, it looks that way.
But it was offside.
Why not bring Fatau on? He has so much energy and good attacking defensive work rate. Bingo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because Ayu's gone a bit invisible.
And I think if you've got Edouard on, I think you could play him as a false nine and play Fatau and Mavididi off him.
Yeah, although just as he said that, he had the touch of an absolute rapist there to hand the throw.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
That's one way to not get monetized.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though.
Rapist
donkey. Yeah, mate, yeah. I was going to say Cooper and false nine. I don't think you can include them two words together, mate. In one
You can have Cooper and false together.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not sure he knows what a nine is, yet alone a false one. But...
I wonder if he'll be on a flight out to Turkey in the morning with the international break to get some hair transplant and veneers and
why not?
Then pick up Zaha on the way back.
New eyelids.
Has Unal written all over this? Yeah, and is Unal coming on or something? Goals incoming.
Yeah, that's the Turkish guy, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what's frustrating though, Rene? Is that yes, goals incoming, but when a game gets this stretched, what we should be doing is offering a counter threat ourselves. This is just like that Palace game.
Yeah.
So that yes, there could be a goal. Okay, well he's saying for Leicester, so fair enough.
And also, if that's not the case, say we've not got enough the players to play that attacker, which we do. What's the second option? Okay, we're going to play a bit of a defensive team. We're going to try and control the ball and
Yeah.
see how to win. That's what a good manager does. But we're not doing that. We're inviting pressure, and it's unnecessary.
See, so now they've got more possession than us, is because we're just turning the ball like that. That's
Fast.
great that Fast can keep making those blocks, but you can't hope for someone to do this over and over. Otherwise, it's got last minute goal off a corner written all over it again.
Yeah,
we need to make it so that when we go up the field, we've got that counter threat. So actually, Patel again with the pace. Do you know what? It's even a case of it doesn't matter who the subs are; it just matters that we make some.
Well, I don't know. I'm convinced the next change will be either Bobby Decordova-Reid or Connor Cody.
Yeah, or
I'm
Cody.
convinced. Yeah,
Oh,
Cody.
look at that. No corners this game again. That's the second game in a row that we had no corners.
another save.
I think it doesn't matter who we bring on this point.
At the end of the game,
Back.
he saved.
Imagine
us
you're the
so
set
much.
pieces coach and you're paid to coach offensive corners, and you're like, well, I've got the easiest job in the world because our team never gets them.
What did you say, Luke, a second ago? What did you say, mate?
I think no matter what sub we make at this point of the game, that the trajectory of the game, I think that it's not going to matter. I think that we've accepted the pressure way too much, like many other games, particularly the second half. And I just think that.
But here, look, we've got the ball. Okay, we're going to play it now. What are we going to do?
Not bad.
Okay,
Penalty?
we're going to fall over.
No,
Oh,
it was soft.
fuck off.
He fell over. He fell
Yeah,
over.
he did fall over.
Fell over.
Yeah, Edouard dive is what Ethan said.
Donkey. Donkey and skates.
We got one. Again, inviting pressure.
This is a bit
I'd
grim,
have
though. This is-
have another midfielder on just so they're not cutting through as well.
Well, that's the shape change. I mean, like I said, they've pushed an extra man forward. That's why they're getting more of it.
How are we seeing this, but the manager isn't?
We're playing further up the pitch before, and we're seeing a Cole
Yeah.
dishing out almost Vestergaard-esque level passes further up the pitch, and we're able to build upon that from further up the pitch. We haven't seen any of that this half. And now we've just basically sat back and inviting pressure again, looping the ball over top forward. Just keep possession. Let's not.
I'll tell you now, if we score a goal on the counter, I'm going in that pool.
Cooper baptism.
Forgive me, I have sinned. Forgive me, we have win.
I don't think they do baptisms in hell. That's what Cooper Ball is.
They do. It's just called drowning.
Clemo's tweet, Clemo's comment, man. Yes, 100%. I would cash out on a Leicester win right now. Undoubtedly, there is
I'm
no.
starting to stress out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if hypothetically this result was the last one in your ACCA and you had Leicester to win, and hypothetically everything else, would you hypothetically cash out? Yes, take the money and run, my friend. Hypothetically, of course.
Make sure for our sponsor as well.
Mate, look at Chester's comment.
Yeah, we'll run on that pitch and score 2 goals for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. Do you know what, though? This is so sad, though, because, like, just being objective, we were really good in that first half.
Yeah.
And this second half, like we said at the start of the second half, it was like a mixed match. We didn't really get going. So their manager's been brave again, right? He's gone, fuck it, I'm going for this. And we just haven't responded. And it's like the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and think it's going to get you results. And this is what Wolfie from Forest Fan TV was telling us as well with Cooper, that he's just not like that. And again, look, 10 minutes to go. You've got to do something here.
I'm sick of having
really, I've got to say that we're a bit lucky now for it not to be 1-1 because, you know, they've had that ball off the crossbar. They scored, but it was...
Is that for Tawu and Decordova-Reid? Both of them?
Yeah. There'll be Ayew and Mavadidi off.
Yeah, straight
You'll
shot.
be Patel on the left-hand side because, of course, he's that's what we use Armara's replacement for. But I will say, to be fair, I mean, that's okay. Like I said, at least he needs to get energy. I am still concerned, though, that he's not changed the system. I think he needs to do something there.
Oh, no, not Decordova-Reid. What a donkey.
Well, it's one donkey off for another.
David
also,
Brooks
though, I've got a feeling with Reid that, put it this way, Bobby Decordova-Reid looks pretty good for Fulham, but he doesn't look that good for Leicester. Fatawu looked really good when Maresca was his coach. Doesn't look that good when he's working under Steve Cooper.
Doesn't
know what I'm
help his
saying here?
incredibly.
Buonanotte.
Is it the player or is it? Oh, come on, let's give him the round of applause.
So who's staying on? Are you?
Are you
no,
always
right.
Again,
Oh my God.
Is Cooper out?
Sack him
Oh,
now, God
Cooper out.
Almighty.
Oh my God! I
How
can't
is
believe
IU
it.
standing
Oh
on?
my God!
Oh, no.
And he's put Mavadini off.
Yeah, it's
Mavadini
IU.
either hasn't been doing
I don't
anything.
have a problem with that. I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that.
The fact IU's still on, man, is a joke.
Are
like-
you kidding me? Exactly, Ethan. Oh my
It's
God.
like Everton all over again, man. When he took
Yeah.
bloody Mavadini off at IU and left IU on.
Are you serious,
Oh,
Cooper?
that's not a good look.
Locks, can I ask you, does Facundo Buonanotte have a chant yet?
No.
I
Same
think
to
he
you,
does.
Neil. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
it's
Challenge for the chat. Give me a Facundo Buonanotte chant. It's a difficult one
Kick
because
him
of
off
his
the
name.
pitch.
It's just a bit of an awkward name to do one with.
Yeah. Well, you can just say Facundo.
Cooper, don't be a bitch. Keep our man Buonanotte on the pitch.
That'll be brilliant.
I've got a backup in case you need it.
Allegedly, please. Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right. 1 sec.
You know what I mean?
Other scores: Man City are 3-1 up against Fulham. West Ham are 4-1 up against Ipswich. Brentford still 4-2 up against Wolves. Arsenal are 2-1 up against Southampton. So people around us are losing, and we are winning.
We hope.
Let me ask you this: Would you rather take Corberan or old mate
Yes.
from Ipswich?
What do you mean, McKenna?
Yes, thank you.
No,
No
McKenna, you're
comment.
taking all day, every day.
McKenna over Corberan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not. I don't know why you say McKenna over.
McKenna's destined for the top. I mean, and I'll say one thing about McKenna as well is that he's more of the Jurgen Klopp to Maresca's Guardiola, if that makes sense. Like, honestly, if we'd have had him, you'd have fallen in love with him even more than Maresca. Well, some people didn't fall in love with Maresca.
Some people
Hey,
have fallen in
Mary.
love with Steve Cooper.
Yeah. We switched off again. Yeah, no one's going to fall in love with Cooper. We switched off against Arsenal. Got to do better when closing the match. Well, that's what we're really worried about here. Maybe this energy will help. Maybe
Energy
we
of
can even
what?
be a
Are
bit
you?
cynical. Go on.
Penalty!
That's a pen. Come on, man.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Fucking Jose Mourinho's nephew's a fucking cheat, bro.
He's gone from older brother to nephew.
Did you see what Mourinho did in a Turkish league? It was hilarious, right? They got given a goal offside, and he just took his laptop with an image of him being clearly onside, and he just pointed it in front of the camera. And he got given obviously a booking.
Oh, go on, Fatal.
It was so gangster. Go on, Fatal. He's on the right hand side. My God.
Beautiful.
No.
Again, recurring theme.
But yeah, where's the option? There was no one there. Do you know what he's doing as well? He's probably thinking from last season.
What
That's where the
is
man will
going
be.
on? Why is Ayew playing second striker?
No, he's drifting in as the 10. That's what he's doing. Is he starts?
Get El Canoes on. You want to do
Yeah,
that?
to be fair, if you want to see out the game, but yeah, it is criminal, isn't it? That just Ayew is just. Oh, that was good from Bobby Reed. You've got to say.
Now, yeah, he lost it. And it's now what we're going to do.
And look, fair play. He's actually
Good
put
play,
Fatal
good play.
on the right hand side. You know.
This is Ayew all over.
Yeah, well, that's okay though. Like to see out the game, you know.
Yeah.
That you.
Not when he's been on it for 90 minutes nearly. And he's
Now that I agree with you, Luke. That I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
Another good
bringing someone on when you're 1-0 up for the last 15, 20 to do that. That's what no one's got a problem with. I will still say though that in this game, Vardy did have a very presentable chance to make it 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are
Chester,
too
Leicester.
scared to
I'm
criticize.
currently experiencing the worst toothache in my life, and Leicester do this to me. You're trying to see out the game. Ayew and Bobby make sense, in my opinion. Yeah, I probably would say that. Although, as Luke says, though, to have Ayew when he always plays the full 90 is a bit criminal.
I agree with it, but you just need a goal threat as well.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You just need a goal threat as well. Which we have, Fatawu, I suppose. But
Yeah.
that was good. Challenger.
Keep it.
Nice.
Keep
Go,
the
go,
ball.
go.
Okay, now
Yes,
you can go.
man.
Go on,
Gotta
Fatawu.
score.
Get your first goal of the season, lad. No,
Ah,
no, he still got it, has he? Yes. Go on.
Oh,
Oh, that could have we got a corner? Lads, it's
We
only
have.
taken us 182 minutes. No, we haven't got a corner, have we?
You know that one
also
thing
that-
from Fatawu there? The one thing, right, from Fatawu there, the Cooper defenders, or should I call them the Cooper sympathizers, will use that and say, see, when Fatawu came on, he was crap. They did it about
Yeah.
Ricardo. They said, oh, he was crap against Walsall. Why should he play in the league?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
that was a donkey comment from whoever that was the other day. I'm sorry.
Well, you can guess where it came from.
That said, that was actually poor from Fatawu, though.
Yeah, it was. Of course it was.
again, it's coaching. It's a young player.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, how many times have we criticised Fatawu for shooting from well out and been like, why?
Yeah, no, he's tried to
from
play
there?
the pass into
Yeah.
Eduard there, but in my opinion, with where he was, it's not that hard a pass to
Oh.
make.
I agree.
Samari's come on. Samari's coming on.
Oh
Wow.
well, you finally got your wish, everyone. You're like, do you know what? It's one of those memes where it's like, yeah, Ayew came off. Oh, Sumare came on.
I might need that alleged substitute viewing, Anil. Also, I wonder how Winks feels about that sub too. Let's talk about that after the game in terms of morale, particularly if we're about to have a Desmond here.
Desmond, we ain't getting a Desmond in.
Yeah,
now,
it's
are
not
we?
going to be a Desmond. I don't see there being a Desmond.
How do you know,
in this
bro?
one.
I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
Put somebody
Mourinho's
in the
nephew
league.
might give it 8 minutes overtime.
Oh,
They
yeah.
probably will give a lot of extra time, but I don't. I
Is
mean,
he
yeah,
on yet?
unfortunately, I will say that Bournemouth against Everton, didn't they? When they got that goal back, they did come back into it and they actually won the game. That's good, though. They're just pumping it along.
Is he
I
actually
I
on?
will actually say, low key, I do actually think that bringing Fatawu on and Bobby Reed has restored the balance a bit.
Yes.
I would love
Hey.
Samare to kick on with us, always showing glimpses of talent. I mean, nice to see him do anything. The last time I can remember him doing anything was against Spartak Moscow about 4 years ago.
Iriola looks like a F Formula One driver that just retired.
Who's that? Iriola. Yeah, I can sort of see that actually. Yeah.
Neil loves my doppelganger course. I rip him out
Which
just for
one?
him. Iriola's a Formula One retired driver.
He looks, for me, when you said that, I just thought of Nigel Mansell, if you know who he is.
Oh yeah, what a ledge. It's Nigel Mansell. R.I.P. Murray Walker. Nice. I will say though, this will be like yet another game though that even if we win it, like the XG, we should have said that like we just outperformed what we should have done. And it's been a poor second half.
Still no like full 90-minute performance.
No.
But to be fair, the position we're in, don't say anything just yet, but because still a few minutes in the game, but
When everyone wants the team to win. That's always a fact.
yeah.
What was that? That was some donkey shit right there.
Oh my god, look how under pressure we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
The thing is right now, I would say though, is it a case of like we've been so
5
good?
minutes,
Or is it
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Well, that's
5 minutes
fair,
out.
I would say.
Did you see
Just
Cooper's
poked a little bit.
face?
He just poked a little bit, eh? Yeah.
He did.
What we're going to do now? It's not like I've got 2 more subs to make.
Oh,
Well,
I
bro,
know.
if it, now
Connor Cody.
see out the game, just hold the ball and just don't be fucking
Jordan, you're
stupid.
back on the pitch.
Yeah.
Connor Cody,
Not at
mate.
the time. Well, Brentford 5-2 up against Wolves.
No
West Ham
way.
4-1 up against Ipswich.
Gary
That's
O'Neill's
right.
got to be sacked after this,
No,
right?
he will. He will. The problem is though, is that who are they going to bring on in their place?
Potter.
Jose.
Because that's what we've
Jose.
always said. Like the
Potter's
thing
the one-
is that like normally I would not be against a manager so early in the season. But it's more that like it's, as I say, it's opportunity cost. All right, do you want
Yes.
me to? I might bring on my hypothetical here.
NSNL, yeah.
Oh, you got it. Yeah,
Looks like an elf.
kind of does a little bit.
Is he
It
Cooper's
does.
son or? I did enjoy.
That looks like a
Luke's
handball.
stream. I enjoyed Luke's stream yesterday where he was asking a Bournemouth fan if Philip Billen looked like an what was it, an alpaca?
Yeah, he does. We were talking about that off air last time when we played him. I was like, look at this alpaca, bro.
I'll be honest with you, that is the cutting edge analysis you go to LCFC down under for, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't.
I feel sorry for Gary O'Neill. They played
played
nice football, but their defense is lost. I think he's a bit above his.
The next job he'll have is in the Championship.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, like his style against Bournemouth was quite defensive, and it can work for some teams. I just don't think it's Premier League worthy.
I mean, he did a miracle to keep him up. All right, come on, don't do a friggin' Arsenal here, lads.
Amari's on a yellow already, by the way.
Who is?
Amari.
Really? Okay.
Can we substitute? Yeah, thank you.
I'm surprised they haven't put a keeper up on it. No. Well, hold on.
That was a month of my life.
Not over yet.
They think it's all over. Oh my God.
Una.
Again. We've got away with one again.
Yeah, take your time, Elf. Pull your socks up, lad.
When's Cooper
man's got his Formula One car ready to take you home.
I mean, it's not pretty viewing this, is it? But a win's a
You know what
win.
we should,
Yeah,
I would love to watch on. We should all be hooked up to
it's
an
one of
ECG
those where
right
like
now.
you're happy that we've won, but it also means that there will be no
what
managerial change now. And
What did you say, Luke?
I said I would love for us all to be hooked up to an ECG right now and just have like a heart rate monitor on me right now, like heartbeats away from death if we get another shot on goal.
Do you think that my brain? I'm just on. I've accepted whatever happens will happen. That sound really bad.
I accept it until we hit the last like 2 minutes and I start getting a little bit of like belief, like i.e. Arsenal, and then we just bent the knee.
After the Arsenal game, I just lost hope. So I think the ECG will just show a straight line for me.
Yeah.
We've got people in the chat asking. There's about just under a minute left. For us.
I think the game might be over, but I don't know because I don't think. Yeah,
Yes.
Fast just kicks it long.
There we go. Karate kick. That was.
Kepa with the ball. 30 seconds left. Can Leicester see out for their first win of the season? Coley climbs.
Come on, slide tackle. Fucking break his legs. Yeah, fuck. Who cares, bro? Oh, anxiety.com.
Is that it? Are we done?
If it helps, Brentford are now 5-3 up. Wolves have got a goal back.
Yes.
He's going to keep his job.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they've got a last-minute corner, you know.
Coley. Pineapple for the win, son. Let's
Blow the
go.
whistle. Blow the whistle. There is your last-minute corner.
That was scary leadership.
What? What do you mean? 5 minutes? What do you mean?
I got to get my flight to Turkey for my hair plant.
I'd be more worried about
Imagine
that.
if he stayed in the hotel room next to you, mate.
Oh, the keeper's up. The keeper's up for it. Oh, God.
He's off to the hotel to eat an apple for a tennis racket.
Incredible. That's 2 games in a row with no corners.
Who needs corners?
Who's the cover raid marking? Semenya, probably.
Yeah.
Billing. Alpaca man.
Yeah, he's going to come spitting everyone at the cop if he scores.
That's it. Get in.
Let's go.
Wow.
Oh, Sorry, mate. How long we got till we go post?
13 minutes. So let's keep talking. Yeah, we go. Jump
We're
in the
back.
pool if you hate Steve Cooper. Boom! Shit football wins the game. We're going to come on to that. Yes, we've done it. All right, guys, we're going to be doing a post-match very soon. Let's just give... I'll tell you what, Neil and Locks talk to me. I'm going to pull the score off there while I just prepare some stats for the instant match reaction. But what was your instant match reaction to that one where Leicester finally get their first win of the season? And it's Facundo Buonanotte's stunning goal that gives us 1-0 to the Foxes. Locks.
Yes, mate. I'm happy. I'm happy. Of course I am. This, we've won the game, so we can't really moan too much.
However.
People. Well, yeah. However, no. But yeah, I think it was the first half again was one of the best performances of the season. Half, I think Palace was probably still better. But I'd say this was probably second. And I was happy not to see Cody come on late on. I was happy to try and kind of keep the shape, if you like. I know he moaned a little bit about how some of the changes were just like for like. But looking back on it now, in hindsight, I think it was probably the right decision. We kept the shape. We just brought on fresh legs. We weren't really able to do much with it later on when we got up the pitch. But still, it wastes time, doesn't it, just getting up the pitch in the first place. So, yeah, I'll take it. Clean sheet for as well, somebody said. First clean sheet of the season, of course. So they'll be out for pizza. Or what's the Steve Cooper equivalent of pizza?
Eels.
Eels, yeah, that sounds about
Not
right.
even, it's slightly warm, wet chips.
Probably just beans on toast, isn't it?
Soggy
You know what I mean?
chips.
No, beans on toast
Slightly
is
soggy
nice.
chips.
Yeah, you're probably
Not
right.
not so soggy that you won't eat them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'll hand over to Neil. I'm going to jump off, by the way. So thanks.
No worries. Enjoy
Thanks
the
for
holiday,
hosting
Locks.
me,
Thanks
Neil.
for having you here.
Yeah, I'll be
Mate.
I'll be live Tuesday evening. Hope maybe with one or two from of Neil and El, Luke, who knows? But yeah, I'll be live when I'm home on Tuesday evening. So thanks all. Make sure to hit the like button as well. Hit subscribe over on For Fox's Sake TV as well, and Beyond the 90 and Leicester City Down Under. Go and hit like and
I
subscribe.
love this quickly. Facundo's on fire. Your defense is terrified. Facundo's on fire. Oh, I like that one. All right, see you,
Nice
Locks.
one.
Have a good
See you in
one.
a bit. Bye-bye.
Neil,
See you
talk
in a
to
bit,
me.
3 points is all that matters.
Ooh.
However, this isn't sustainable. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the stats up in the instant match. Just give me your feelings because we're gonna do the proper coverage in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Relieved that we didn't concede in the last 10, 15 minutes. There's still lessons to be learned, and I think the team will know that. But however, first clean sheet of the season as well. So that's something to think about. Overall, I'm feeling the game. I'm happy we got the 3 points, but there are problems still throughout the team, and I'm not still convinced. But at this moment in time, if we're going to stay up, we just need points on the board. And this is an example of, again, more points on the board for us. And I'm happy that we've got them because we are playing some... We just need to see out a full 90. I don't think this will change the dial that much from people going Steve Cooper in, Steve Cooper out, or out to in. The people that will be impressed by that will go, this is the reason why I believe in him. Look, he got us our first win. And the other people will go, well, it's been 7 games. We didn't play that well. We got away with it. The offside goal could have been given. I don't know if we've got I'm going to try and find the Soper score stats or anything.
I'll bring them up in a minute. You don't need to worry about that now. I'll have that all ready for just when we cover it in a moment. But just give me your initial thoughts before we get onto that.
Yeah, and I think that overall, I'm happy that we got the win. At the end of the day, that's all that matters when we come to football. But this model that we're playing is unsustainable. There was decisions that I didn't quite understand, but at the end of the day, we've got the football, we've got the team. We're finally playing some parts in some good football, but not once are we going to have a team that we've got there that's going to be like a full 90, that's going to play for a full 90 minutes, or we're not going to play our strongest team for the full 90 minutes. I'm surprised we didn't see certain players like obviously Ricardo's a given one. Winks at the beginning. I'm surprised we didn't even see him. But yeah, I think some people have pointed out in the chat about Fast. And I think it's a really good point because I don't think we've mentioned him up to this. I'll get the stats out regarding his blocks and clearances, but he played really well. I think he did what he needs to do, but if without him, it could have been another Hermansen show. Not as bad as that, but he was blocking everything. And credit to him, because a lot of people are writing him off, including myself, saying, do you know, I don't think he should start like Vestergaard or Cody should start ahead of him. Credit to him, in my opinion, because I think he's a reason why. Also, I didn't realize. Did Christensen get subbed? No, I didn't even
No,
recognize
he was
Christensen second
yeah.
half though at all.
No, because we're under the caution. I'm sure that's what we're going to get to. Is if we look at the stats, is that ultimately, it's a story of two halves. Like Bournemouth's XG. We'll come to this in a moment. I don't want to spoil it too much, but yeah, it's disappointing just because I think we were really good, definitely for the first half of that match. I don't really have too many complaints. I was actually quite enjoying it, and whether you like the lineup or not, it was effective. Oh my God, I've got like the second half momentum bar here, some grim viewing here to look at. But 3 points is all that matters. The table is going to look absolutely brilliant. So just wondering, is Luke around? He is. Okay, so do you know what, guys? We are actually going to go straight into the instant match reaction, if you don't mind. So, guys, you're going to be taken to it immediately if you are on blue tinted glasses. If not, I'm going to go to YouTube. You'll be able to make the link. We're going to head right over to the other stream. We will see you there in about 2 minutes time. Guys, if you just want to move to the other one, thank you for watching us at Matchday Live, and we'll be on post-match shortly. See you in a moment. Bye-bye.